Hi everyone, my name's Ercy and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to give you a very late birthday book haul, so stay tuned. So my birthday was in June, so I'm not expecting any happy birthday comments because it's very late. And this whole summer has just been so spotty for me in terms of booktube, just because we've been doing so much. My schedule changed for work, my job title changed at work, and there's just like a lot going on. We had family coming over to visit. I still have to go through hours and hours of GoPro footage for that because we did a lot. But one of the things that happened during my birthday month back in June was that I wound up getting these packages in the mail, and not many, but you know, I never expect gifts from anyone, and I was just so grateful to see these arrive in the mail. So I'm not going to take too long, and I'm just going to talk about them and let you guys know who got them for me and what they are. So I'll just start. So the first one I want to show you guys, I don't have it yet because it was like a pre-order, and this one was from my cousin Ariany, and this is like the new special edition of Verity by Colleen Hoover. And now I've never read any of her books. I'll throw a picture up for you guys to see. Apparently it's like the special edition, like it's coming out later, maybe this month or next month or something, I don't know, but it's really pretty. She asked me what I wanted for my birthday, and I was like, girl, I don't know, you can send me a book, because she always wants to send me gifts. And so, speaking of, I have to mail her something. And so she asked me what book I wanted to get for my birthday, and I'm like, there's just so many possibilities. And so I just wound up looking on Amazon, and of course the first ones that pop up are like Colleen Hoover books, and I've never read any of them. So I was like, let me just see what the hype is. And so I just told her Verity by Colleen Hoover, and then she wound up sending me a text saying, oh, it'll be there by September or something. I was like, girl, this book came out like years ago. What are you talking about? Did you pick the right one? And then she goes, no, it's like the special edition one or something. And I was like, oh, okay, thank you. So I'm really excited for that to come into the mail because it looks really pretty. And like I said, I've never read any of her books, so and they're always like front and center in all the bookstores all the time. So what is the hype? Like, I kind of want to know. All right, so let's move on. Thank you to my cousin Ariany, and I can't wait for that to come in the mail. The next two books were from my husband, and these are books that I've already read, but I wound up borrowing them from my library. And so then my husband, knowing how much I love these books, wound up getting them for me as like a surprise. So the first one is a young adult fantasy retelling, kind of twisted, whatever. It's Reflection by Elizabeth Lim, and this is a Mulan retelling. And so the premise of this one is like, what if Mulan had to travel to the underworld? And I really enjoyed this audiobook when I listened to it. It's one of the only Twisted Tale books that I gave 5 stars to. All the other ones are like, so far that I've read, and I've read quite a few of them. I read like 10 of them. They're all like 3 or 4 star books. This is the only 5-star book of that series. And I don't know if it's because of my nostalgic love for the movie Mulan, but I really loved the twist that this one took, with her going into the underworld to save Captain Shang. And it was just really cool because it was just full of folklore, like Chinese folklore and mythology and all that. And even though we don't get Mishu, you get another companion in this book, and it's just really good. I really love this book, so I was just so happy when he came home with this one for me. And then the other one that I read that I loved as well is Heartstopper by Alice Oseman, and this is a young adult graphic novel about these two boys who have a friendship that grows into something more, and it is just the sweetest book, and it's just so cute. Like, this is like the style of the drawings that are in here, of the art, and this is just like a feel-good book. I mean, obviously there's some drama in it and some emotions too, but at the end of the day, it's just a really sweet series. I read all 4 of the volumes, and I'm wondering if she's making more. I think the last one ended like on a little cliffhanger. I don't remember. It's been a couple months. But I just really love this series, and the show is really good too on Netflix. I feel like they did a really good job of adding in even more drama, but even with that, it's still super sweet, and I really like that series a lot. So those 2 were from my husband, and he already knows I'm very grateful for both of them. The next 2 books, or the next 2 sets of books, are from 2 booktuber friends, and I'm so grateful to them. The first one I'm going to talk about is Amanda from the Reading and Writing Life, and the next one is going to be Fine from Fine Reads. So all 3 of us have June birthdays, so we just wound up sending each other books. And it was just fun because we all got little surprises in the mail for our birthday. And so the first one I'm going to talk about is from Amanda. The first book that she wound up sending me was Ring Shout by P. Jelly Clark, and I already read this one and I loved it. It's such a really interesting little novella. It's pretty much about these girls who are Ku Klux assassins because the Ku Klux members have been infiltrated or sort of possessed by this alien that feeds off of hate. And it's just a really good book. It's funny, thought-provoking, and you know, it has like historical references, of course. It's just a really good little book. So I was just so thankful for her when she sent this to me, especially because it's short. I feel like I really needed short books this summer. So once this came in the mail and I finished the last book I had read right before this, I jumped right into this to give me a break from like the big long books. But yeah, I really love this one. Thank you, Amanda. In that same package, she also wound up sending me Malice by John Gwynne. And this is the first book of a fantasy series. And I know that he has this other series that he's like, I think it's like The Hunger of the Gods or something like that. But I want to read this one first because this is already a completed series. So I'm really excited. The Faithful and the Fallen series. I'm really excited to get to this one, but I'm like, yo, it's chunky. It's a chunky book, but it's okay. There's just so many fantasy series that I really want to get to, but this one in particular I've wanted to get into for a long time because Dom from Dominish Books, this is like one of his favorite authors, and I just really trust his fantasy recommendations. So I'm really excited to get to this one. I feel like I want to read The Lord of the Rings first. I think I might do that. I might read The Lord of the Rings first because I think this one's really inspired by that and by other fantasy series. So me having at this point in my life not read Lord of the Rings is a crime at this point, and I apologize. So that will happen very soon, but in the meantime I have this one with me and I'm so thankful. Thank you, Amanda. The next 3 books I wound up getting from Fine from Fine Reads. Oh, hi. Okay, he's just passing through. Hi. He parked himself right in front of me. So the next 3 books are from Fine Reads. And again, so thankful for her because she's so awesome. I'm actually doing another little collab with her and a group of other people for the science fiction, self-published science fiction competition. I feel like I keep messing up all the little acronyms for it, but I'll talk about that in another video. But we wound up doing a collab a long time before that, and for me participating in that, she wound up sending me a book from my wish list, and I told her she didn't have to, and she wound up sending it anyways. And so she wound up sending me Jade City by Fonda Lee, and again, first book in another fantasy series, but at least this one's complete too, and it's the Greenbone Saga. And this is one I want to get to. Obviously with all these books I want to get to them, but this one just sounds really like up my alley in terms of like what it's about, because it's like gangsters, fantasy, mafioso type book, and it just sounds really cool. Like, I remember watching Avatar, The Last Airbender, and I really love that series. It's one of my favorite series to watch. But then when I watched Korra, The Legend of Korra, I didn't really care for Korra, the character, but I loved everything else in that series, with like, you know, these like gangs and all this, I don't know, like just like the vibes of it, of like 1920s kind of thing, right? Industrialization. And I think that's sort of what's going on here. I could be wrong, but I know there's gangs and there's magic involved. And this series has gotten praise left and right from everyone. And so I just need to buckle down and get to this one. But again, it's another chunky one. But you know, I ain't scared. So so thank you, Fine, for that one. And then for my birthday, she wound up sending me these two books. The first one is Crown of Feathers by Nikki Palpreto, and this is about Phoenix writers, another first in a series. And I think this one's a YA series, so I think it'll read a lot faster, but who knows, these YA series nowadays be so long. But it's okay. I think this is another completed series as well, and the covers are so beautiful. I feel like if I was in a fantasy world and dragons weren't available, I would be like a Phoenix writer. I think that's what would happen, because I think that's so dope and so cool. Alright, cool. So yeah, this is another one. And then the last book I'm going to talk about, and it's so beautiful, is Clash of Kings by George R.R. Martin. Now obviously I've read this, I have this book already, but I have the mass market paperback, and she wound up sending me the illustrated edition. I already have the illustrated edition for A Game of Thrones, and so then she wound up sending it to me of A Clash of Kings, and I'm so excited because it's so beautiful. For the Game of Thrones ones, when I bought that one, the illustrated one, I wound up giving my mass market paperback edition to a friend of mine who was like on the fence about starting the series. So I was like, here, like you can just try it with this one and keep it, but just know that this is like my favorite series ever, even though it's not even done. Like I still really love this series. And she's gonna start that soon. I had to check in on her and see if she started it or not. But anyways, now I have the second one, and I'll probably send her the next one if she reads that first one and likes it. Whatever, I have a duplicate. I'm gonna wind up picking up the third one because I know the third one's out as well, and that one's my favorite of the series so far. But either way, I'm really excited to have this edition because it's so beautiful. So thank you, Fine, for sending this my way. So that's gonna do it for my birthday book haul. I'm so thankful for everyone who has sent me anything, and I'm just so grateful, or even have just said little comments. They mean the world to me, especially because like I live far away from everyone. Like we moved out here for work, and you know, we're just trying our best, you know, but we're just like away from everyone, and we're trying to make new friends out here, but you know, COVID and everything that's going on. But I'm just so grateful. So thank you to everyone, all my friends, everyone. And with that, I will let you guys go. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and subscribe if you want to see more. I hope you all have an amazing day, and I'll talk to y'all soon.